Do you think anyone else got out? Beth's voice once again broke my concentration. My gaze narrowed. What about our brother? A tingling sensation spread up the back of neck to the top of my head as I spoke the word brother out loud. Jasper's strangled whisper of the truth echoed in my ear. Knowing we had a younger sibling that neither of us remembered having was still weird. Not from the house. Beth jutted her thumb behind her. From CECIL. Images of the compound flashed in front of me. Cameras, white hallways, injections. Each memory a snippet of a strange existence. Who else had escaped? Workers were the only ones I recalled ever seeing, though only a few memories of my life at CECIL had surfaced. Even the closest rooms to our own were vacant. Was it possible we had been the last ones? The thought disturbed me. I don't know. I smacked and squished a mosquito that tried to dine on me again. My finger flicked its crushed body from my arm, and it left behind a tiny streak of blood. I licked my thumb and washed the stain away. This forest looks nothing like the one at CECIL. Beth waved a hand at the woods surrounding us. Once again, my mind filled with memories of tall plastic trees and meandering trails. Of course not, I snickered. These are real. And you mean the forest at CECIL looked nothing like this? A large rock standing alongside the road caught my attention. It reminded me of a similar one placed by the winding path within CECIL, and the day I had planned on touching it. But at the last second, I pulled my hand away, afraid they'd see and learn of my awareness. I moved closer to the side as we approached and stretched out my left hand. Beads of sweat broke out on my forehead as I neared the huge rock. What if someone is watching? Who? I questioned back aloud and laughed. The skin on my face tightened, and I wiped my palm across my damp brow. What are you doing? I'm going to touch that. I pointed and moved towards it. My feet stopped in front of the large, gray boulder. Small fissures ran over the surface, branching off in every direction. A black bug with red legs disappeared into a deep crevice that almost split the stone. My left hand trembled. A loud buzz filled my ears as my palm neared the rock. I snapped it back, then laughed when I saw an insect buzzing above me. I inhaled and let the air escape through pursed lips. My heart slowed. With much caution, I extended my hand again. My fingers quivered. Just touch it already. Beth's slim digits wrapped around my wrist, and before I could resist the sharp tug, my palm rested on the rock. Its rough surface scratched my skin. Coldness traveled up my arm, and I shivered. Beth's warm hand patted the top of mine. There. Now, let's go. I shook my head and laughed as I trailed behind my sister, with my eyes fixed on the ground. Neither of us spoke as we followed the road to wherever it led. Now what? Beth said after several minutes. Her voice sounded defeated. What? I halted and stared ahead. The road we'd been traveling on had ended, and another crossed its path. We needed to make a decision at our crossroad.